Hello, Yoga Breeze community. Thank you for joining me today for this home practice in our beautiful space. To start our practice, I wanted to set an intention. This comes from Sean Korn's book, Revolution from the Soul. And in her book, she states, everything we think, feel, and experience, and everything we have ever thought, felt, and experienced is energy and is governed by the pranamaya kosha, or the energy body. Energy is vibration that carries within it information. If my thoughts are negative, the energy I create and project outward will be negative too. If my thoughts are positive, the energy I project will be positive, creating an aura of loving kindness. Just like diet and environment, the energy circulating through me from my thoughts, perceptions, and ideas affects the health of my body and the clarity of my mind. It is also possible to direct this energy in a positive or negative way to others through touch, words, and even thoughts. Since we are all connected and bound by energy, it makes sense that we would all be impacted by what flows between us all. So it's with this concept in mind that we'll set our intention this morning with the Metta Meditation. So before we start in our first shape, we'll get ourselves ready. If you have blocks, I highly recommend 2. If you have blankets or beach towels, we'll use those as well. And then if you know that you have tightness in the hamstrings, a strap, or tightness in the shoulders, a strap is always recommended as well. So we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana, a favorite shape. If you have blankets or beach towels, then we'll create them into a support for the spine. Taking and folding a narrow blanket. If you happen to have lovely blankets like ours, just make sure that the thick seamed edge is towards the back third of the mat. Can take 1, or if you happen to have 2, we'll take 2, just adding a little extra opening across the heart. And then the shape Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet are together and the knees are open wide. So we take the blanket stack, draw it right up next to us. And then with blocks to let the legs rest heavily onto something, we come all the way down onto the back. We want to check a couple things. First, the low back body is long, not crunching. So if there is a pinching sensation, press the feet, tuck the tail, and release back down. Secondly, check the cervical spine. If there's crunching there, we'll tuck the top blanket under, just creating a little pillow for the head. Arms down by the sides, fine. Or if you prefer, right hand to belly, left hand to heart. And as we settle into this space, we'll let the eyes softly close and just begin to settle into the movement of the breath. Feeling the belly, the ribs, the chest expand as we inhale. A brief pause at the top. And then chest, ribs, belly descend on the exhale. And again, a brief pause at the bottom before the breath begins again. We let our attention settle on this movement of breath and the stillness of breath, finding a bit of peace and quiet in the mind. And once we have a bit more quiet in the mind, then we can begin to use the mind to direct energy. And as I stated earlier, we'll be using the Metta Meditation. So traditionally, this is taken in 4 rounds. The first round, I'll ask you to call to mind yourself, holding yourself in a loving embrace, and we'll take this mantra with breath. Inhaling, hearing, or thinking the words, may you feel protected and safe. Exhaling, may you feel contented and pleased. Inhaling, may the body support you with strength. And exhaling, may your life unfold smoothly and with ease. Taking another round, inhaling, may you feel protected and safe. Exhaling, may you feel contented and pleased. Inhaling, may your body support you with strength. And exhaling, may your life unfold smoothly and with ease. And as we continue taking another round, this time it's for a benefactor, someone enriches your life in some way. And we call to mind that person's face, their likeness, and again take the meditation for them. Inhaling, may you feel protected and safe. Exhaling, may you feel contented and pleased. Inhaling, may your body support you with strength. And exhaling, may your life unfold smoothly and with ease. Taking that a second time for your benefactor, inhaling. And exhaling the mantra. And then as we prepare to take the third round, traditionally for a neutral person, someone we don't know well, perhaps delivery people, shelf stalkers, anyone else working behind the scenes that might need an extra love sent their way, positivity. As you inhale, may you feel protected and safe. May you feel contented and pleased on the exhale. Inhaling, may your body support you with strength. And exhaling, may your life unfold smoothly and with ease. Holding them in your mind's eye, taking another round. And this final round in the Metta Meditation is for a difficult person or persons. And as we hold them in our mind's eye, again sending out positivity, affecting the pranamaya kosha for ourselves and the world around. Inhaling, may you feel protected and safe. Exhaling, may you feel contented and pleased. Inhaling, may your body support you with strength. And exhaling, may your life unfold smoothly and with ease. Taking one more round. After that final exhale, let the breath just move in and out through the nose. Then gently releasing the hands from the body, we'll take hands to outer knees or thighs, draw the legs in towards one another, just sliding the blocks out of the way. Then rolling to one side just enough so we can take that support out from underneath us, and coming back down onto the mat. Arms will extend out to the side, shoulder height. Feet will be wide, knees start high. Feel the breath in and out through the nose. Take an inhale, and then the length of the exhale, drop the knees over to the left. We pause for a full breath in with the knees to the left. And then as you exhale, belly to spine, draw the knees right back up through center. Take a breath in at center. And as you exhale, slowly release the knees over to the right. Taking a full breath in with the knees to the right. As you exhale, belly to spine, draw the knees right back up towards the ceiling. We'll take one more round with your breath, inhaling at center, and exhaling, releasing the knees. Pausing for that full breath in. And then exhaling, the knees come back up. Breath in at center. And then on your exhale, knees release over to the right. Pausing for your full breath. And then exhaling, draw the knees right back up towards the ceiling. Heel toe the feet in towards one another. And then draw the knees into the chest, hands to the backs of the thighs or the front of the shins. Just take a few moments to roll around on the back, some small circles with the knees on the ceiling. Knees can move together or they move in concentric circles. One way is not best for everyone, so just take what we need. Then as we draw the knees in towards one another, draw the chin to the chest, the forehead will come up towards the knees. Shoulder blades soften away from the ears, make a tight little ball. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, slowly release back down. From here, the left foot will come to the floor, right knee will draw in close to the arm. We'll give it a gentle tug, and just take a few circles with the knee. Moving into the hip joint. And noticing as we take that motion, pretty typically we go one direction, so we want to make sure that we go the other direction as well. Make sure that the breath is moving. And as we finish about 3 rounds each way, a gentle tug of the right knee in, then we'll take the right ankle, cross it at the left knee, a hard flex of the foot, and just begin to press the right knee away. That left leg is engaged. We're pressing down and forward into the left big toe mound, the heel and the pinky toe side of the foot. And then with the right foot pulling back towards the shin, we press the heel, the ball of the foot away. We can stay right here, or we'll lift the left foot off the mat, interlacing the hands behind the thigh. If the arms are a little short to make that connection, then take your strap behind the thigh and just give yourself a little bit of an arm extension. If the left foot lifts, it's engaged. We take a quick peek, make sure we can see the toes above the knee, and then continue to press the right knee away. If you have extra space, then the thigh draws in a little closer to the body, but the shoulders stay soft, the sacrum stays on the floor, the belly gently stays engaged. And we'll take 3 breaths here, just moving into the hip. And then we'll keep the legs roughly in the same shape. We'll just release the bind of the hands. If the foot is lifted, the knee moves over the hip. The hands will come behind the head, fingertips just touching gently, elbows spread wide, belly to spine. We take an inhale, and then as you exhale, lift the shoulders, lift the head off the mat. Pause for a full breath in, and as you exhale, release back down. We pause at the bottom for our inhale, and then exhale, we lift back up again. Breath in here, and breath out, we release back down. We're going to take 3 more rounds, inhaling to rest, and exhaling to lift. Pause. Pause for a breath in, and breath out, release back down. Continue the final 2 lifts, moving on the exhale, holding for your inhale, and then the length of the exhale, releasing back down. Holding at the bottom, before we take our exhale to lift back once again. Hold for the breath in, and then exhale, release back down. Once the head come to the mat, we'll unwind the legs, draw both knees in. Let's take them wide this time towards the armpits. Hands can move to the backs of the thighs and draw the soles of the feet high. Just start here, roll the ankles, point and flex the feet, just getting some release down the legs. And then staying here, perfect. Or we walk the hands up the outer edges of the legs. Maybe they take the calves, the ankles, or the outside edges of the feet. If the shoulders and the head have to lift to make that connection, then let's just slide the hands down the legs. Gently draw the legs down, and maybe a little bit of a rock from side to side. Then we'll release the bind of the legs, draw the knees in towards one another. Right foot will come to the floor planted and left ankle crosses. Nope, let's go ahead and take a little circles first. So draw the left knee in, take some circles with the knee clockwise, counterclockwise. And then once we found that motion, we'll take a hard flex of the left foot, cross it over the right knee, a gentle press forward. Again, right foot this time is engaged, pressing into the mat. Left foot is engaged as we'll pull the toes back towards the shin, press the heel, the ball away. Staying here, perfect. Or we draw the right thigh in, again, engaging behind the leg if we have that space, or finding a strap to bring behind the thigh. And then the right foot's engaged if it's lifted as well. Continue to press the left knee away. Staying here, perfect. Or again, if we have space and we draw the right thigh in as we continue to press the left knee away. And then as we hold, breathe, notice as sensation perhaps begins to build, or maybe it's not present at all, what begins to happen in the mind. And again, our mind, the quality of our thoughts, impacts our energy and the energy of those around us. So can we settle on the movement of the breath and use that powerful mind for positivity? Coming back to our mantra, meditation, the Metta Meditation, even if we don't know the words, perhaps it's just the sentiment, the emotion behind, the energy behind. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, again, the legs will stay roughly the same. If the right foot's on the floor, it can stay there. We just draw the thigh forward, keep pressing the left knee away. Hands come behind the head, elbows are wide, fingertips just gently touching. Belly to spine, all 4 sides of the neck stay long. We take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we lift. We hold for our inhale, and then the length of the exhale, slowly release back down. Pausing at the bottom for an inhale, and then exhaling, lifting. Pausing for a breath in at the top, and exhaling, release back down. 3 more, moving with your breath, and begin to notice. We keep pressing the left knee forward, keep both feet engaged. Belly continues to tone in towards the spine, and the neck stays long. Make sure we're holding for our inhale before we release back down. And then as you finish that final round, all know you're done. As both knees draw into the chest, knees together or knees wide, maybe press the knees forward and draw them back in. And then one more time, let's draw chin to chest, forehead to knees. Make a tight little ball. Maybe walk the hands down towards the ankles, or hands can take the forearms or even the elbows. Chin to chest, forehead to knees. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Feel that stretch. And then we'll release back down. As the feet come to the floor, we'll roll to the right side. Find a fetal position. And as you take that side lying, let the head rest on the bicep, the forearm. Any intensity in the low back, let's draw the knees up a little closer. Find a comfortable way for the left arm to be. Tuning back into the movement, the stillness of the breath. Finding less activity in the mind. So we consciously choose the thoughts, the energy we put out. And then let's bring the palms to the earth. We're going to press ourselves up and around to a tabletop position. Since we'll be here for a bit of time, if you have sensitivity in the knees, take a blanket or your towel across the center of the mat. And since we're adjusting our props, we'll just go ahead and take our blocks to the top so they're handy and present when we need them. Then as we come to table, we'll find wrists under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. The belly's engaged and the back of the heart lifts so we feel like we're really pressing the earth away. A gentle slide of the shoulders away from the ears. Let the neck be long, and then we begin to move with breath. Inhaling, sits bones lift, belly drops, heart glides forward as the crown lifts. And then as you exhale, the tailbone tucks under. Belly to spine, we draw the chin to the chest and feel the back of the heart space lift. Then as the breath begins again, sits bones lift, belly drops, heart glides, crown lifts, shoulders away from the ears. And then exhaling, tuck the tail, round into the spine, and we press the earth away. We're going to take 3 more rounds moving with your breath. Inhaling, we'll stretch through the front of the body. And exhaling, we'll stretch through the back. If you can, let the eyes close so attention draws inward. And we're connected fully to the movement and the stillness of the breath. After you finish the final round, we'll come back to a neutral space. For those of us that are having quite a bit of issues with the wrists, you're welcome to come up onto the fists. The wrist creases will face in towards one another. Or even come onto the forearms using the blocks to elevate just a little bit. If we come onto the forearms, the elbows will be underneath the shoulders. Any one of those ways is perfect for our next experience. If we're taking wrist under shoulders, as you inhale, extend the right leg back behind. We'll start with the foot on the floor. Press out through the heel. Feel the leg engaged. Feel the left hip pull back, right hip slightly forward and down. And then as you inhale from the back of the right thigh, we lift up. Take a quick peek at the toes. Make sure they're down, slightly in. Left hip back, right hip forward. As we press into the hands, the fists, the arms, we can stay right here. Or as you inhale, extend the left arm forward towards the front of the room. Palm will be slightly lifted, pinky finger up, thumb out, so we can slide the shoulder blade down the back. And as we press into the left knee, the right hand, we feel the body lift away. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, one time, elbow and knee, or forehead and knee will meet underneath the body. As you inhale, extend forward through the hand, back through the heel. And as you exhale, release the hand, release the knee to the mat. Reestablish wrists or elbows underneath the shoulders. Belly is strong. And then we'll step the left foot back. Again, press out through the heel, feel the leg engage. Feel the right hip pull back, left hip slightly forward and down. Belly is strong, back of the heart lifts. Gaze is slightly forward of the fingers so the neck is long. Stay here, we elevate the left foot and a quick peek at the toes, down slightly in, any adjustments, and then right hip back. This is perfect, we stay here, or we extend the right arm forward. Bicep moves towards in line with the ear, pinky finger slightly lifted, thumb out so we can pull the shoulder away from the ear. Pressing into left hand, right leg, we take an inhale to reach, and exhale, elbow and knee, or nose and knee meet underneath the body. Inhaling, we extend forward through the hand, back through the heel. As you exhale, release the hand, release the knee to the mat. From here, we're going to step the left foot back, bring the toes to the floor, and then the inner edge of the foot will come to the mat. As we take this shape, we want to make sure right knee is directly underneath the hip. The ankle is in line with the left heel. Right wrist underneath the shoulder. Left hand will come to the hip, and as we press down and forward into the hand, we begin to open up in a modified side angle pose. Stay right here, or we'll reach the left arm high. Maybe bring the gaze up. Stay here, or we'll sweep the left arm over the ear. As we press into right hand, into the right knee, we roll the heart open. Left leg powerfully pressing into the mat to keep us balanced. Belly is strong and breath is full. See if we can connect to full inhale and exhale. And as you take your next breath in, we'll reach the left arm high. As you exhale the left hand, the left knee will come to the mat. We're going to move to child's pose, so big toes together, knees nice and wide, hips back towards the heels. As we walk the hands forward, belly and chest release. If the head doesn't come easily to the floor, there's a lot of tension in the shoulders, a block underneath the rib cage, a block underneath the forehead, an option to support the body as we find Balasana. Arms reaching forward, slightly active, but shoulders are soft. And take a couple breaths in our child's pose. And for some of us noticing in this resting shape, this is where the mind is very busy. So we connect first to the breath, aware of the thoughts passing in and out of the mind, aware of their impact on us energetically, and perhaps finding the Metta Meditation for any one of the 4 people we selected at the beginning of class. And take one more breath in our child's pose. Any props that we have underneath the body, we'll go ahead and move them out of the way. We're going to come back up to a tabletop position. We'll take that supportive Vajrayasana on the second side. So again, tabletop, wrists under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Just spun around so we can see the front part of the body on this. As we inhale, right leg will extend back, toes to the floor. Then the inner edge of the foot will come to the mat, making sure left knee is under the hip. And then left knee, heel, and right heel are all in alignment. Left wrist right underneath the shoulder, and as we press into the mat, we begin to roll the heart open. Right hand onto the hip, perfect, or we reach the right arm high and maybe bring the gaze up. There's activity down through the left so we can reach up through the right. There's activity down through the outer edge of the right foot so we can drive the heart forward, begin to spin the heart open. Stay here, we sweep the right arm over the ear. Feel that extension through the entire right side body. If the arm's an extension, pinky finger down, thumb back, relax the shoulder, roll the heart. Legs, arms, strong, breath is full. Then as you take your next breath in, right arm will go high. As you exhale, hand releases to the floor, knee releases to the mat. And then seated back on the heels, we'll come into our Virasana shape. If this doesn't work for the body, we'll find a between the ankles so that we don't have so much weight back supporting, pressing into the feet. Knees can take a hit. Then hands will rest, palms face up, eyes softly closed. Let's relax the shoulders. Maybe a gentle sigh as we breathe in. Open the mouth and take one more inhale. As you exhale, the eyes will softly open. So we'll do some prop adjustments on our mat. Again, we'll take our blocks to the top just so they're handy there. If you have a blanket on the mat, let's go ahead and move it off to the side right now. And coming back to our table shape, wrists under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll tuck the toes under, draw the sits bones back towards the heels. As we press down and forward into the hands, the knees will lift off the mat as we draw the sits bones up and back towards the wall behind. A deep bend into the knees so we can press down and forward into the hands. Really draw the belly and the chest back towards the thighs. Engagement into the belly, and if we can keep this length through the spine, we begin to release the heels towards the earth a little or a lot. Then as we inhale, the gaze will come forward to the top of the mat, and as we exhale, the feet will walk forward. As we come up to the top of the mat, hands come onto the shins. We'll inhale, lengthen, draw the shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale, we'll fold. As we release the hands into Uttanasan, fingertips on the floor or fingertips on the block, put a softness into the knees so we can engage into the belly. Then as you inhale, we'll roll up to standing. Walking the hands up the legs, always an option, especially if we have some sensitivity in the low back. Then once we come high, we'll inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, release back behind and down. Bringing hands together in front of the heart, thumbs rest, eyes closed, legs are engaged, belly is strong. And find Tadasana, our mountain pose. Reconnecting to breath, to intention, as we come to standing. And on your next breath out, the eyes softly open. From here, we'll bring our hands to our hips. We'll spin our elbows, our shoulder blades together. The right foot is going to stay where it is. We'll take a giant step back with the left foot and release the heel to the mat. As we step the foot back, a heel to heel, or those of us that have the space, heel to instep. Right toes will be straight forward, left toes turned in about 45 degrees. And then we check our front knee, it's up towards the ceiling. Feel the legs engaged, and then turn the heart open towards the side. On an inhale, arms will extend out to the side, fingers reach, shoulders relax, and then bring the gaze over the front middle finger. With the gaze over the front finger, we begin to bend deeply into the right knee from the power of the back leg. Adjusting our foot, if the right knee moves forward, we can wiggle the left foot back to sink a bit lower. We check the front knee, make sure it's tracking towards the pinky toe side of the foot, and it's the heart that spins open. We feel the right hip draw back, left hip slightly forward, then left rib cage draws around, right rib cage forward. Gazing over the front middle finger, shoulders are soft, but arms are active. And then we breathe. And the longer we stay here, the more we notice the mind gets active. So this is where we find our practice with intention. Connecting to full inhale and exhale, and finding our mantra. And checking in with the hips, making sure right knee moves out, right femur draws back, left femur slightly forward. Flip the right palm up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, a gentle reach forward, and then sweep the arm up and overhead. The left hand can find the thigh to begin. And as we reach the right fingers high, we stretch through pinky finger, through ring finger. They're more towards the face, thumb is out. Relax the shoulder. Continue to sink low into the front knee. Left hand can subtly rest on that back thigh or sneak around, find the right hip, and just a gentle nudge back. Powering down through the legs, we reach up through the fingers and breathe in this reverse warrior. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, come back to Virabhadrasana 2. Then we'll release the hands to the hips and step the left foot up to meet the right. Once the left foot comes forward, hands come together in front of the heart. We relax the shoulders, close the eyes, and take this opportunity in stillness to connect once again to the breath, aware of what happens in the mind without judgment. And on your next breath out, the eyes will softly open. We're going to prepare that series on the second side. So this time, left foot will stay where it is. You take a giant step back with the right foot and plant the heel on the mat. Left toes are straight forward, right toes turned in, about a heel to heel, maybe heel to instep line. Front knee is straight up towards the ceiling and the legs are engaged. And then from there, the heart opens, rib cage spins open, and arms extend. Gazing over the front middle finger, we begin to bend deeply into the left leg as we power down through the outer edge of that right foot. And then we feel left femur, left knee draw back and wide. Right hip will come slightly forward. And then it's the rib cage that rotates around. As we reach the arms wide, neck is long, we hold here, relaxing the toes but feeling the legs engaged. Belly strong, subtle lift of the pubic bone. And then again, we hold and breathe. Feel the fullness of our inhales, the stillness, fullness of our exhales, and the stillness as well. I'm going to keep the lower body as it is. Flip the left palm up towards the ceiling. A gentle reach forward, and then sweep the arm high. Right hand will find the back thigh. We continue to sink low into the front knee, but feel the entire femur draw back. Right hip will come forward. Belly is strong. And then we reach through the left fingers, more through the pinky and the ring, so we can relax the shoulder. Right hand can just rest on the back thigh, or sneaks around the back, maybe finds the left hip, gives it a pull back, protecting that sacrum. We keep the hips in a gentle turn. So we reach up through the left, we sink the hips low, and again we breathe in this exalted reverse warrior shape. We release the right hand if it's bound. Come back through warrior 2. We'll release the hands to the hips. And then one step or many, right foot moves up to meet the left. Again, hands come together in front of the heart. The eyes will close. And then from here, let's take half surya namaskar. As you inhale, arms sweep out to the side and up. And as you exhale, we'll swan dive forward. Hands onto the shins, inhale, lengthen the heart long, shoulders away from the ears, and exhale, we fold deeply. As you inhale, roll up to standing, or sweep up to standing. And as you exhale, hands will find the heart. On your next breath out, eyes will softly open. This time we'll find a block. We're going to bring it outside our right ankle at the highest height. With feet that fist width distance apart, hands will come to the hips. We'll spin the elbows, spin the shoulder blades together. Right foot will stay where it is. A giant step back with the left foot. We've been here before for our stance for warrior two. So we adjust our feet, adjust our hips and our belly. Arms will extend out to the side, shoulder height. And then as we bend into the front knee, we watch it, tracking over the ankle. Once we settle into this shape, we'll inhale, reach the right fingers forward, and then down. Forearm can come onto the thigh as the left hand reaches high. We begin to press the right knee wide, the femur back, draw the right shoulder back. We can stay right here or release the right fingertips down to the block. We use the hand light on the block to feel the rib cage spin open. Right femur back, left hip forward, rolling the heart. Stay here, or we sweep the left arm over the ear, Utthita. So fingertips on the block, on the floor outside of the ankle, or even forearm to thigh, perfect. We just want to find the space where we can keep the sternum reaching forward and spinning open, not dumping forward and rounding. And then as we breathe into Parsvakonasana, we feel the legs strong, belly strong, arms strong, and breath full. And as you inhale, we'll come up through center. And as you exhale, hands will find the hips. Left foot will step forward to meet the right. And once again, hands will come together in front of the heart. We settle in Tadasana. If you prefer arms down by the sides, that's a second way we can take this pose. Just feel the shoulders relax, the breath full. And before we prepare to take that pose on the second side, we reconnect to stillness, or as much stillness as we can find. On your next exhale, the eyes softly open. And then we'll take our side angle on the second side. So this time we take our block outside the left ankle at its highest height. Hands come to the hips, we spin the elbows together. Left foot stays where it is. Giant step back with the right foot. As we plant the heels, toes are turned in. Legs are engaged, belly is engaged, and we open the heart, extend the arms. As we bend into the knee, we watch it, tracks over the ankle, and then the rib cage opens. This time for Parsvakonasana, inhaling, we reach the left fingers forward and down. Forearm can come onto the thigh, right arm reaches high. Left arm active to lift the chest away, make space to turn and draw the shoulder away from the ear. Left arm also active, helping to pull the left hip back so we feel the spin in the rib cage. Left fingers can always come down onto the block or onto the floor as the right arm reaches high. Again, we're looking for length through the spine as opposed to roundness and dumping. Stay here, or we reach the right arm over the ear, Utthita, pinky finger down, thumb out. And then throughout this entire experience, body starts to adjust, finding more comfortable ways to be. So knee stays bent, hip back, heart rolling open. And of course, breath is full. And when the mind starts to get active, we find our meditation. And as we take our next inhale, we come back up through center. As we exhale, hands release to the hips. Turn to the front of the room, one step or many. We bring right foot up to meet the left, and hands find the heart, or hands find their way down by the sides. Shoulders are soft, breath is full. Let's all bring hands together in front of the heart. And as you exhale, the eyes softly open. So we're going to take one more standing pose. This one will be a balance shape. We'll definitely want our block here. Again, we'll take it outside the right ankle at its highest height. Hands will come onto the hips, elbows spin together, heart is lifted. Right foot stays where it is, and left foot we take a giant step back. We've been here many times before, so we set our feet up for our Virabhadrasana 2. As the heart opens, arms extend, and the knee bends. We're going to move through a little bit of that flow, visiting each one of our shapes we previously took. So as we inhale, right arm reaches forward. As you exhale, flip the palm, reach up and back. Let the left hand slide down the back leg. Just feel for strength through that back leg. We're going to keep that strength as we move into the next shapes. Then as you inhale, we'll come back through center. Bring the left hand onto the hip and reach the right hand forward, forward, and then down. This time we're all going to take the block. Take the block forward, outside the pinky toe, and to the side. As we take the block forward, pop onto the ball of the back foot. We pop the left foot up a little bit as we walk the block forward. And then the right leg will take the weight of the body. Left foot comes off the mat, the foot is flexed. We feel the right hip pull back, left hip slightly forward and down. And then maybe the left arm reaches high for Ardha Chandrasana. Wobbling is pretty normal, so we breathe through it. And again, notice as all kinds of thoughts enter the mind, what kind of energy they're carrying. Can we shift to some kind of positivity? And if the answer is no, then bring to mind your loved one, your benefactor, and call to mind our Metta Meditation. Let's take one more breath in this shape. Then as you exhale, deep bend into the right knee, giant step back with the left foot. As the foot comes down, we'll inhale back up through center, and then step left foot up to meet the right. Release the arms by the sides, close the eyes. We'll take an audible exhale with a breath in. Open the mouth, and before we take the second side, let's roll our shoulders, inhaling shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, release back behind and down. A second time, inhaling, drawing shoulders up. Exhaling, back behind and down. Final time, inhaling, shoulders draw up. Exhale, release, back behind and down. Bring hands together in front of the heart on your inhale. And as you exhale, allow the eyes to softly open. Then we'll take our standing balance on the second side, taking our block this time outside the left ankle at its highest height. Hands are at the hips, elbows spin together. Left foot stays where it is, a giant step back with the right foot as the heel plants. Again, we've been here so we can feel our way into this shape. As we open the heart, arms extend, and then front knee bends. Inhaling, left arm will reach forward. Exhale, flip the palm, reach it up and back. Again, right hand is there. Feel the strength of the back leg. That will be present as we move into our standing balance. Then as we come back through center, right hand will come to the hip, left hand reaches forward, forward, and then down to the block. Gaze is down, shift the block forward, outside the pinky toe. Then we pop the right foot up. Let the weight begin to shift into the left leg. Walking the left hand forward so that the wrist comes underneath the shoulder, right foot floats. As we pull the right leg up, we press out through the heel, through the ball of the foot. Left hip draws back, right hip slightly forward, and then we roll the rib cage, and maybe the right arm reaches high. And then as we stand on our second side, Ardha Chandrasana, again, these shapes, just an opportunity to test the energy, test the mind, and will ourselves, choose ourselves into a state of peacefulness or more peacefulness. 3 more inhales, 3 more exhales. After your third exhale, deep bend into the left knee, right foot reaches back, and then we come up, taking right foot up to meet the left, hands in front of the heart, and the eyes softly close. Let's take that gentle sigh together as we breathe in. Open the mouth and we'll release the arms down by the sides. And then your choice, we're going to move into Uttanasan, our standing forward fold. For some of us, chin will drop, shoulders roll in. And with softness in the knees, we begin to roll down the spine. Others might need to find a little bit more release of energy. And we can take that with half surya Namaskar. Inhaling, the arms will sweep wide. And exhaling, the heart will dive low as the hips draw back. Then once we're down, let's all bring hands to shins. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Bringing your hands to opposite elbows. Tuck the chin slightly, draw the crown down. Stay here in this folded forward shape, weight shifting forward so the backs of the legs lengthen. Or heel toe the feet a little bit wider, bending into the knees. You can take a little sway from side to side. And then as we come back through center, hands will plant. We'll come down onto the knees. We'll take our last couple shapes on our back. So before we do, we know Shavasana is eventually coming, not too far out. If you have sensitivity in the low back, then a rolled blanket, or if you happen to have a bolster at home, that's fabulous. Otherwise, we'll create one by rolling a blanket or a beach towel. So we have a nice little space to put beneath the backs, the knees, or the thighs. We can always use our block stacking for a little extra height. And then once we have what we need for Shavasana, maybe even a little pillow ready for the head. It's my favorite. Then from the center of the mat, we'll come on to the back. So we're going to do one last stretch for the hamstrings. So if we have tightness, we'll have our strap handy and come all the way down. We're going to start by drawing the right knee into the chest, give it a little hug. Interlacing the hands behind the thigh and extending the right leg high as an option. Those of us that have a bit more tightness or just like the feel of pressing up into the strap, we can unwind it, loop it just below the ball of the foot. Hands nice and close to the foot. We extend the leg high, out through the heel, through the ball of the foot. And then we relax the shoulders as we reach the left leg high. We can stay here with the left foot planted on the mat, or we extend the left leg long, it's engaged. Any pinching in the low back will bend back into the knee. And then just an option for the final several breaths, stay resting on the floor, or we can lift the shoulders, lift the head. Continue to draw the right leg in towards the body, while simultaneously feeling like we're kicking it away. Shoulders are softening. We pull the leg in and press the leg back into the hand. And then we take one more deep breath in. Then as we exhale, shoulders and head release. If they were lifted, bend back into the left knee, release the strap, and bring the right foot to the floor. Arms will extend out to the side shoulder height. A lift and a shift of the hips over to the right. Left leg extends long. Then sole of the right foot rests somewhere along the left leg. Left hand crosses the body. And as we draw the right knee across, we feel the right shoulder blade rest on the mat. Head can stay at center, turn opposite of the knee. And then the eyes are closed. as we breathe here. And especially as we start to wind down our practice, a great opportunity to connect to our meditation. May you feel protected and safe. May you feel contented and pleased. May your body support you with strength. May your life unfold smoothly and with ease. We release the hand from the leg. On an exhale, draw the knee up towards center. Bending into both knees, we'll square the hips. A quick hug between sides. And then the right foot will come to the floor. Again, interlacing the hands behind the thigh, or taking that strap, looping it just below the ball of the foot, extending the leg high and letting the hands slide down. Shoulders soft, out through the heel, through the ball of the foot. Staying here with the right foot planted, or extending the right leg long, foot is engaged. Any pinching in the low back, just bend back into the knee. Option to stay here, drawing the leg closer, while simultaneously feeling like we're pressing away. Shoulders and head on the mat, or we can lift up into the shoulders, into the head. And there's activity in the leg. Again, feel like we're pulling it in with the arms and pressing it away with the legs. Neck is long, shoulders are soft, breath is full. We take one more breath in. And as we breathe out, shoulders and head release. We'll move the strap off to the side. Bring both feet to the floor as the arms extend. A lift and a shift of the hips to the left. Right leg extends long. Sole of the left foot rests on the right leg, and then we cross the body. Right hand just a guide as we feel the right shoulder blade pressing to the mat. Then maybe the head turns and the eyes close. And even in this twisted shape, we feel fullness of the breath, belly, ribs, and chest. A pause, and then a release, chest, ribs, and belly. And as you take your next exhale, right hand releases from the thigh. We settle the sacrum back onto the mat, bending into both knees. We'll square the hips, and one more time, draw the knees in. Knees together or knees wide. In stillness or in movement, take any last little release for the back. And if you're ready for Shavasana as it is, then we'll just extend the legs long. Those of us that want support will roll to one side, press ourselves up, and then take the blanket, maybe the blocks in the blanket, underneath the knees or the thighs. And then regardless of how we're ending our practice in Shavasana, with or without props, we just want to make sure that as we come down, that the low back is lengthening, not lifting. If there's a lot of crunching, a lot of tension in the low back body, feet press, hands press, pelvis lifts, and we release back down. Then as the legs extend long, blanket underneath knees or thighs, hands resting, palms face up, an option, or right hand to belly, left hand to heart. And as the eyes softly close, we settle into this shape, complete shape of being, not doing, by noticing what's going on in the mind. For some of us, we're ready to be there, relax in. Others of us, the mind is pretty active. So we take an active role in calming it down. Finding the movement of the breath. And perhaps that's enough. If we're still distracted by story, by judgment, by emotion, Then we find our mantra and start for ourselves. And slowly begin to draw your attention back to the breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of the belly, the ribs, and the chest as the breath moves in and out of the nose. Begin to find some gentle movement of fingers and toes, a little wiggling, a little stretching. Wrists and ankles can round, head can rock from side to side. If it feels okay in the body, extend the arms overhead, reach fingertips to toe tips, full body stretch. And as you exhale, bend back into the knees, draw them into the chest, wrap the arms around the shins, give yourself one final, very much deserved hug. From here, we gently roll over, come to rest on the right side, just pausing for a moment in a fetal position. Pausing in this moment of gratitude, appreciation for the time that you take to come to your mat. Gratitude and appreciation for this practice, whether it's with a group of people or home on your own. And then as you're ready, we'll bring the palms to the earth. We'll gently press ourselves up and around. We'll move to find an easy, a comfortable way to sit, taking some height, some support underneath the seat to allow the spine to lengthen. And then the eyes to softly close. And from this upright shape, one more time, information from Sean Korn. Yoga teaches us that everything we think, feel, and experience, and everything we have ever thought, felt, and experienced is energy and is governed by the pranamaya kosha, the energy body. Energy is vibration that carries within it information. If my thoughts are negative, the energy I create and project outward will be negative too. If my thoughts are positive, the energy I project will be positive, creating an aura of loving kindness. Just like diet and environment, the energy circulating through me from my thoughts, perceptions, and ideas affects the health of my body and the clarity of my mind. It is also possible to direct this energy in a positive or negative way to others through touch, words, and even thoughts. Since we are all connected and bound by energy, it makes sense that we would all be impacted by what flows between us as well. And it's from this space of intention that all of us at Yoga Breeze wish for you to feel protected and safe, to feel contented and pleased, for your body to support you with strength, and for your life to unfold smoothly and with ease. We'll end this time together from afar with a single sound of Om. Join me if you'd like, inhaling. This primordial sound that connects us, each and every one of us, through its energetic vibration. Namaste.